What's going on, guys? It's Ben with liftedimports.com. I wanted to introduce this video to you. This is a special video for me. I was able to meet up with Ryan, the owner of Lifted Mick. I was able to meet up with John, the owner of, he's got a red Outback 3.6, that one guy AZ. And I was able to meet up with Eric, the owner of a really sick 2017 lifted Forester XT. And why this is so rad to me is Eric is actually one of the earliest people to jump in with me and do a build feature about his Subaru. And I never thought that I was ever going to be able to meet up with these dudes, but they all live relatively close to some family that I have in Arizona. And so I was able to meet up with these dudes, go out on a trail run, and I got to hang out with these guys for a whole day up near Sedona, Arizona. And so we did a quick walk around, and I just need to preface this video by saying that there was a malfunction with the microphone system that I had that we were using during this, and I didn't think I was actually going to be able to use this footage. However, I was able to go in and salvage the footage so that I could put these walk-arounds out for you guys. But I hope you enjoy this. Be sure to like, subscribe, all the stupid stuff, and check out his build feature to kind of see just all the details of his build and to see what it looked like, you know, a couple years ago when he first sat down with me and kind of went over the details. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy it. I absolutely enjoyed it. Without further ado, let's jump in. Okay, and then this is a 2017, right?
2017 XT, yeah.
Perfect. So Forester XT.
We got the 80F 2-inch lift.
Dude, represent Patrick Anderson.
Just got the Sparco 17-inch Terras. Yeah. And the Yokohama Geolander MTs. Full Force Metalworks. Rock sliders.
Shout out Matt Camp, right?
Yep, shout out Matt, and they've been putting into work today. I'll tell you what,
dude, absolutely.
Dip downs.
Well, I know this is new.
Yeah, that just happened on this road right here. Yeah.
And then we got another one up here.
Oh, that one, if it's still visible.
Do you know what size are your tires?
225, 65, 17.
Perfect. Yeah, look at that. I love it. Oh yeah. Do you feel like they weighed down the car a lot?
No, I mean, like I said earlier, is going to the rim I went with is 6 pounds lighter than stock, and tires 6 pounds heavier, so it just washes. I find the ride. I've been off some gravel roads and didn't take time to air down. I was at like 38 psi, and it was still butter, man. It was so smooth.
Well, I found that, dude, just in like the few weeks that I've spent in Arizona, everybody drives fast as fuck.
Well, the thing is, not all Arizona. Like Phoenix really doesn't care. Bike cops care.
Okay.
If you go down to like Tucson and stuff, there's like a YouTube dude, like a deputy down there.
Wait, is
Frank
that
Slope, like the guy?
Deputy Frank?
Yeah,
that's in Arizona.
Tucson. Yeah, he's in Tucson.
Okay.
He don't play, man. He don't play.
Yeah. I like that guy though. He seems
he's
cool.
Great.
Okay, and you've got the rock blocks on here, but can you kind of talk about those a little bit? Have you thought about pulling them off? What's your experience been with having them?
I've I had to do cutting on the front one. I had to bring it down more narrow.
Yeah.
Because of the fact of with the wheel spacer I have on there, it was contacting like the back area, so I cut it in, worked perfectly fine. Lock. Yeah, and I did a little heat gun treatment to get it going. And then, I mean, I have an SSD light bar with.
Yeah.
I just went with Amazon lights because it's like, you know, if I break them, it's cheap to fix.
Who cares?
And you know, they're bright enough. They do what I need them to do.
Yeah. What I know you made a comment earlier about like slinging mud everywhere, even with the mud flaps.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know if it's coming off, you know, if I'm turning it's coming off, but I mean, you can see the mud flaps are catching a lot of it, but even with the spacers now, with it being a narrower tire, they're more tucked. I did like them when they were out further, but yeah, I mean, it still throws rocks. I'm not sure if it's just coming out from underneath, and you know what I mean, because there is that little bit of a gap. I thought about taking them off because I do like getting muddy, but the everyday use of it, it's like then you got to wash it like every other day, and
Yeah.
Arizona sucks because as soon as you wash it, it's dirty again.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people talking about like rally armor and just having like mud flaps, but it obviously serves a purpose.
Yeah, I did look at the rally armor like what Ryan has, but the thing with me is they flap around a lot, and a lot of people rip them off when they're like reversing and stuff because they get caught.
Yeah,
these are rigid, and I have no problems with them whatsoever.
Those are actually pretty rigid.
Yeah.
Is that like an 1/8 inch? That's a nice beefy mud flap. And then you got is this a Nash fab or?
No, this is a Gobi.
Okay.
I got it off of another dude that's part of the Mountaineer group.
Okay.
He was taking off. He's going back stock, and so I got it off him. I do shout out to the my Matrax mini crew.
Let's go.
And then like a lot of the decals I have on the car are pretty much, you know, I'm not sponsored by any means, but you got Sparco, Yokohama. It's all the stuff that I use.
Let's go.
And then a lot of them are the groups I'm a part of.
I think so. The ladder. I mean, you seem like a pretty decent driver that's not just sending your shit into whatever, but
no.
So you're probably not getting up there to grab that too often. But I mean, I feel like this would be a game changer.
You know, knock on wood, I haven't yet. I don't really want to.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, with the ladder, I mean, I love the way it looks. Like, isn't functional. I could probably get up there and do it, but with the rock sliders, that just basically a side step. So I just use that.
Get up on the side.
You have the WRX STI resonator-less mid-pipe, axle back 5-inch.
And that's from Nameless, right?
The Nameless.
Nameless, yeah. Shout out Nameless, dude. It's just a good crew. Same with like Primitive.
I got it for a car that realized it didn't fit, so I got him. I got $50.
Thank you.
$50. I have a lot cheaper, you know. Then the full Primitive skid plate.
Front to back.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of people will just run their toe points right here, but
I did.
You've got a trailer hitch. Have you always had the hitch on here?
No, so I used to run it there, you know, basically it's for looks unless you're pulling it like in a straight line. I wanted something that if I got to help somebody or somebody's going to help me, I wanted an actual recovery point. So, no, I got the hitch, and then a lot of them were saying, like, you know, you take the whole rear bumper off and everything, but I didn't. I ended up popping the plastic tabs and having somebody hold it out and just wiggle it up in there and got it in there. And
perfect.
You know, this is just like your Amazon just used to be on the hitch over here, but you know,
dude,
I just didn't want any like oh shit moments and I couldn't get out, you know.
Well, I've seen, dude, you kill somebody if your shit pops loose. Goes through their windshield. Like there's a dude in Texas.
You've seen the other ones too, where they do in the front, rip the entire front of the car off.
I watched that happen actually to a Crosstrek.
But I have I did a Vire pump.
Okay. Is it hardwired?
I hardwired it in.
Okay.
So it's on a push button switch, just like my lights are.
Do you have like an aux beam or something going on, or?
No, no, it's all nightlight. And then what I did, I thought about doing the panel, like the switch panel.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's nowhere really to put it. I do have a throttle controller too.
Perfect.
So I just wired it in, and all 3 buttons are right there, and I just click them on. Click them on.
Are they wired up to only get power when the car's on?
No, they just turned on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're wired straight to the battery. I haven't had any problems with battery drain or anything like that.
Yeah.
Got the scan gauge, the Midland.
Love it. Can you talk about the throttle controller? Because I think some people think that there's a misconception as to what it does. I think it's, it adds horsepower.
No. It's not going to do anything like that. So, I mean, all it does is like, if you've driven a Subaru or any kind of like recent car, they're not drive-by-wire anymore. They're all electronic. So there's like a dead pedal, like when you're giving it gas or whatever. And all that does is your different modes is get rid of that lag in that pedal. If you put it like Ultimate 9, like it is like you barely touch that pedal and it wants to go.
Yeah.
So it's just I usually run it. I used to run it at Ultimate 9 all the time in the Sport Plus mode, and then it kills your gas. So I'm usually at like Ultimate 5 just because it's Arizona. I like getting get going from a light. I don't like sitting there and then obviously, but when I'm out here, I found out through testing is I turn it off.
No kidding.
Yeah, because so I actually tested this in my driveway with my ramps. I had it on just Ultimate 5, and I had it in regular sport mode because I never put it in I. That's just the worst driving ever. And going up a ramp, like it would start and then it would just kind of sit there.
Okay.
And I was like, what the heck? You know, you had to give it gas. So I'm like, I'll just try something, and I turned it off and then let off the gas, and it just crawled right up the ramp. So I'm like, it does something with the throttle there to where it's kind of not a benefit to have it off road.
Okay.
So I've had it on off road when I did the cinders up in Flagstaff.
Okay.
And it was also my fault too because I had it in the Sport Plus. So when I was climbing up one of the mountains out there, it didn't know what it was doing. It kept kind of shift or whatever.
Okay.
So I did it on a different one, and I turned that off, put it in regular sport, and it just went up like
no kidding. And then what about traction control? Me and Ryan were just talking about this. Because I've seen a ton of people with CVTs, they've got traction control on and they don't know any better, and it just cuts power.
So even with the throttle, I mean, they'll dead pedal you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as soon as it starts to struggle, it just dead pedals.
Yeah.
I turn it off. Right. And then also it's like, why not? I've used X mode like when I first got it to try it. I guess it would probably have its uses, but I mean, even on a road like this, that thing is gonna put you into granny limp mode, and it's gonna do everything for you, and you're gonna move at like 0.5 miles an hour. It'll brake, it does everything. It's kind of more a hindrance.
Okay. Unless you just really don't want to think about it.
Kinda, but I mean, Ryan can attest for this too, that having X mode on, I mean, you know, if you have X mode off and you go up an obstacle, right, like a lip of a rock, and you have traction control off and everything, it'll climb it, it'll spin a tire, but it'll go. You have X mode on, and that thing will rev out like nobody's business, and it won't even move.
No spin, no wheel spin.
It's almost like it over struggles or overcompensates to try to get over something.
Okay.
So I don't use it. I mean, I can understand like it maybe in like snow or like an icy situation, but other than that,
sand and mud and snow, that's what that's for.
Dude, I'm in
mud
the
is just
same
wheel
boat.
speed. Just get them going.
Yeah, and
Lower
you're
the
good.
roost, the better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was telling Ryan, I was like, this is easily my favorite SJ. I love this thing.
Thank you.
Oh, dude, absolutely.